Bis- Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The topic on which I am going to discuss is damping. Damping. Damping means decrease in the oscillation. Decrease in the oscillation. Decrease, decreasing, decreasing in the oscillation. The oscillation are called damped oscillations, in which amplitude of oscillation goes on decreasing as the time passes and ultimately become zero. The oscillation are called damped oscillation. Oscillation are called damped oscillation, in which the amplitude of the oscillation goes on decreasing as the time passes and ultimately become zero. For example, for example, the motion of pendulum, the motion of this pendulum, the motion of pendulum eventually stops. The motion of pendulum eventually stop if it is left untouched. If it is left untouched. If it is left untouched. Because the pendulum loses energy by doing work on the surrounding forces such as air resistance and friction. These oscillations are called damped oscillation, and the energy of the system decreases with time and eventually falls to zero, becomes zero or falls to zero, and pendulum come to rest, and the pendulum come to rest as shown in the figure, as shown in the figure. An example or application, an example of or application of damped oscillation is the shock absorber of a car. The shock absorber of a car. The shock absorber of a car, which provides a damping force to prevent, successive oscillations, successive oscillations. The graph of displacement, the graph of displacement versus time graph shows damped oscillation. Damped oscillation is in graph. Let's say displacement versus time graph. This graph shows damped oscillation. These are called damped oscillation. Damped oscillation. Damped oscillations. The oscillation are called damped oscillations, in which the amplitude of oscillation goes on decreasing, decreasing as the time passes, and ultimately become zero. These oscillations are called damped oscillations.